To this now, several topics like mineral beneficiation have been widely discussed on the second day of the Limpopo Investment Conference. The two-day conference concludes today in Polokwane. Potential investors are expected to pledge large amounts of investments in various industries such as agro-processing, mining and tourism.
Day of the fourth installment of the Limpopo Investment Conference is currently underway. However, it will conclude today. On day one, we saw various panel discussions zooming into different industries like the automotive industry as well as agro-processing. On the second day, we saw panelists diving deeper into subjects including mining beneficiation. I'm joined today by the Deputy Minister of Minerals and Petroleum Resources, that is Judith Nemadinga Chabalala. Thank you very much for your time on the SABC News channel. Talk to me about the relevance your department has in the investment conference. You've addressed the attendees earlier on. Talk to me about your role as the DMRE.
Thank you so much. Firstly, as DMRE, it's minerals, petroleum and resources. Our role basically, it's a regulation, we're a regulatory framework, and that's what we do. So in the investment conference, which is very critical, and you also appreciate that mining as an industry contribute to the entire country's GDP. So today we're here because we've got biggest mines around this province, and part of which we're saying to them on section 100, and that's what we are also looking at its regulations to make sure that the community benefit. We speak beneficiation, the issues of social labor plans, and that's what we are also for our side to say that we're committing indeed these mines as much as they're part of the community. Since well they're working, be it community being closer to them, they must make sure that the community as well, they benefit through issues of procurement, employment opportunities that are happening. The mining sector is quite huge. In this province, there are critical mines that we are looking at, and we are saying that in the beneficiation space, and that's what we are also concentrated on, issues of platinum that is here, but chrome and PGMs that we are saying where we are seated, we want the beneficiation to happen. But there's a twist to it that we're bringing to the investment insofar as investors are concerned. We're saying to the investors outside, we want you to come inside our country, but the outcry within the investment itself is that the exploitation, or rather, for you to explore, rather take out the raw materials, and that is something that is huge within the South Africans right now, to say we've got this mining industry, however, was exporting the raw materials. So we want the raw materials and the whole beneficiation inside the country so that the communities can benefit, people can get skills to mine and so forth and so on. So that is something that is closer to our hearts right now.
Which is a very important point that you're making about the manufacturing process thereof, but do we have the industry to support that particular idea, Deputy Minister?
Thank you so much. We do have entities. We have CGS, that is quite huge in our country, geological sciences. We've got Mintech, that's got the capabilities to make sure, be it from training, from research and development industry, it is here. And it's a matter of us coming closer to them and making sure that South Africans are able to leverage from what is available. I also want to mention part of what we are bringing to the investment, that you'll also appreciate what we did, two studies, the minerals of the future. In the investment, we're saying that we do have what we call exploration fund that we've been able to set up, that we gave about 400 million to small scale people that can just apply. We're able to make sure that they're able to explore critical minerals of the future, but also to say to ourselves that what do we do when it comes to beneficiation and the value chain thereof that needs to stay inside the country.
Deputy Minister, thank you very much for your time. As we mentioned, this is the second and the last day of the annual Limpopo Investment Conference, which concludes today in Polokwane, where we saw various speakers delving into a number of subjects pertaining to the economy and how perhaps investors can push the province towards a path of sustainable economic growth. We anticipate that later in the afternoon, investors will be pledging amounts accumulating and amounting to billions of rands. The province says it is targeting about 100 billion rand investment for the 2024 Limpopo Investment